My name is Manny Clark, and I'm the Center Manager for Douglas Community Center. I've been a resident of Columbus for over 20 years. I just celebrated my 10-year anniversary here with the city, which I'm very proud of, and today is a great day. Because even in the midst of a global pandemic, our kids have a space to keep their minds and their bodies strong. We appreciate being here for our community. Over the last several months, our department has adapted programming to better accommodate and serve the children and students and the families in this current remote learning environment. We're excited to partner with Columbus City Schools to support the educational development of our city's youth and offering these active learning sites, and the community centers are doing that across the board, and especially here at Douglas, where we partner with Windsor STEM Academy. At these sites, students can bring their computer or access one here. They can complete homework, get assistance, and whatever they need for their schoolwork. In addition, the active learning sites, we offer structured activities, we offer physical activities to help them stay active and to give them a break from their schoolwork. Our mission is to connect the people of our community through the power of nature, wellness, and creativity. I'm proud to say that we are doing everything we can to fulfill this mission. Additionally, I'm humbled by the city's support to keep our kids safe and engaged. Now, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing someone that I know who continues to be a huge support for this center and the entire city and the Department of Recreation and Parks, and is a champion for our Columbus kids. Mayor Andrew J. Ginther. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. There you go.
Good morning. It is a great morning to be back here in Linden and with Manny and his team here at Douglas. Can't imagine a better place to share some great news about this community coming together in new and innovative ways to support our young people. To T Street, President of I Know I Can Board of Directors, Dr. Talisa Dixon, our Superintendent of Columbus City Schools, Michael Bach, who's a city year team leader. We're grateful for each of them being with us today. As you all know, back on March 12th, 2020, due to COVID-19, Governor DeWine ordered all K-12 schools in Ohio closed, and students learned remotely through the end of the school year. All of us knew that was the right thing to do at the time, as difficult as that decision was. Columbus City Schools, like so many districts across the country, began the 2020-2021 academic year with a fully remote learning model for grades K-12. This decision has been crucial for the safety and wellness of students and their families, as well as for teachers, bus drivers, administrators, food service workers, support staff, and custodians. We know that many students are successfully engaged in their learning from home, and the district has worked very hard to make sure that every student has the right equipment to continue learning. The city provided $7 million in CARES funding to purchase 20,000 Chromebooks for students and hotspots to help deal with the lack of access to high-speed internet as well. However, students have not been in the classroom for 7 months. Students need more than classroom instruction to succeed. In their schools, they receive critical support services such as mentoring, college counseling and advising, tutoring, healthcare, access to nutritious food, and services that support their physical and social-emotional health and development. Without in-person learning, students do not have access to these crucial programs. In response to this issue, a group of people and organizations led by I Know I Can and Columbus City Schools came together to strategize ways to keep students supported and engaged in learning and developing despite school building closures. Together, this group developed learning extension centers around the community where students in grades K through 12 can drop in to access reliable, high-speed internet, academic assistance, meals, and wraparound services that would be available to them in the traditional school setting normally. And the city has contributed to this effort, providing almost $2 million to support this work. There are over 140 learning extension centers across Columbus, serving thousands of students. Some are in the usual locations that you might guess: rec centers, YWCAs, boys and girls clubs. However, some have sprung up organically at local churches, homeless shelters, settlement houses, and at other nonprofits with the capacity and the will to host them. I could not be more proud of Columbus and our residents, because it was the community that saw what our students needed, and they made it happen. And now, it's my pleasure to introduce our great partner in this work, the leader of our Columbus City Council, President Shannon Hardin.
Thank you, Mayor Ginther. Good morning to everyone that is here. To Mr. Clark, thank you for welcoming us into the awesome Douglas Recreation Center, to the amazing T Street, to city or team members, and to Dr. Dixon. My nephew Christian has been learning at my house. He's at home now. My mom is there with him. We've got the technology, and I'm able to work from home most days. And even with those privileges, it's still really hard. Every caregiver will tell you the very same thing. But what my family is going through is in no way comparable to frontline families who can't work from home, who can't help their kids troubleshoot technology, who can't remind them to carry the one. That's why I'm excited to be here this morning to talk about our learning extension centers. These community sites will serve as a place for kids to learn safely, a place where they can get academic assistance, access to college and career services, as well as connect with our many Columbus mentors. I'm so glad that between the mayor's office and city council, we were able to find $2 million to support this critical infrastructure. This infrastructure will not only allow for more parents to work and more kids to learn, but it will keep our kids safe. We all know that cities around the country are experiencing a spike in gun violence. Columbus is not immune from this public health crisis. Learning extension centers are safe places for our kids to go. I want to thank the Columbus City Schools for helping our community partners think so big. I also want to thank I Know I Can for driving this effort forward, along with dozens of partners, including the Boys and Girls Club, the Columbus Metropolitan Library, First Church of God, KIPP, Rock City Church, and so many more. This pandemic has necessitated the need for community partnership. We already did that well in Columbus, but during this pandemic, community partners have stepped up like never before, and for that, I'm very grateful. With that, I'd like to invite I Know I Can board chair, the amazing T Street, to the podium. Thank you.
Good morning. It has been said that the safest ships in a storm are leadership and friendship. Our mayor, Andrew Ginther, our city council led by Council President Shannon Hardin, the nonprofit and faith-based sectors have partnered to demonstrate great leadership and friendship during what is the greatest storm of our lives to benefit the least of these, our young people. I am thankful to Katina Fullen, Executive Director of I Know I Can, and Melinda Carter, Vice President of the Columbus Urban League, for leading the efforts of the nonprofit sector in the formation and support of the Learning Extension Centers under the guidance of Mrs. Alicia Gillison. On behalf of the LEC providers, some of whom are in the room today, including City Year and the Windsor Collaborative, we simply want to say thank you. Thank you to our mayor, our city council, to the Columbus Foundation, and others for your fiscal support that makes our physical support possible. The beneficiaries of your generosity are the children and families of our great city, of which my beloved Columbus City Schools is a part. Please allow me to introduce to you the superintendent of the largest school district in the state of Ohio, and the one who is guiding our ship at this time, Superintendent Dr. Talisa Dixon.
Thank you and good morning. Last March, a decision was made that impacted our school district like never before. Our students had to rely on remote learning. We did not know how long that we were not going to see our students, but we knew that their needs still need to be met. So how did we do that? How would we come together as a community and make a collective impact in ways that we've never done before? Will it happen in the city of Columbus? Thanks to the mayor, the city council, and various stakeholders, agencies, like I Know I Can, City Year, churches, like never before, said we are going to provide something for our students, a safe place for them to learn. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 140 learning extension centers and growing in the city of Columbus. These are places for our students in the city. Not only the students that attend Columbus City Schools, but students in the entire city of Columbus have an opportunity to learn in a safe space. This is good news for everyone who's been involved. Thank you to I Know I Can for making sure that our seniors still have access to the college advisement that is so critical during this time, and all the other organizations who have continued to step up for our students. We have crossed the lines in very different ways. Think about it. Prior, we were in a silos, our own individual silos, doing what was best for our own individual organizations. And now, the city of Columbus have wrapped yourselves around our students and our families at such a time as this. How powerful is our voice, our collective voice during this pandemic? At full capacity, our LECs can see 3,500 students daily. 3,500 students who have a safe place to go and study. Again, thank you to our parents who have trusted in our partners. Thank you to the city for your continued investment in our students, not only through LECs, but you showed us again through our investment of providing funding for computers. So not only do our students have an opportunity to come to an LEC, but they come with a device. They come with a device. That is so important. They come also with access to a hotspot. That is so important that the learning continues. Columbus, I am proud of what we've been able to do in unprecedented ways. We have stepped up around our students and our families, and we are making a difference during this time. So I thank you on behalf of the Board of Education and all the employees from Columbus City Schools. Thank you for stepping up for our students and our families.
It's now my pleasure to introduce Michael Bach, who is part of the City Year team, to share his perspectives on this incredibly important work.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Bach. I proudly serve as the team leader for City Year's Windsor STEM Academy team. And I just want to start off by giving a big thank you to the City of Columbus, to the Executive Director of I Know I Can, Ms. Katina Fullen, and to all of our community partners who's been working with us at Learning Extension Centers throughout Columbus. So a Learning Extension Center, or a LEC, is a safe, welcoming, and nurturing environment where students can come during their virtual learning day for support. It's important that parents know that LECs are secure, they're adult supervised places, and they're a place where students and their families are at the center of education. So in normal times, City Year teams across Columbus would be working in partner schools, in a schoolhouse, side by side with students. But for the past few months, my team has been here at the Douglas Recreation Center in South Linden. Special shout out to Mr. Manny Clark and the rest of the Douglas staff for working with us to support students for access to internet, to navigating CCS online learning platforms, and to providing after-school activities once the virtual learning day has finished. And City Year is a proud partner of Columbus City Schools, led by our Executive Director, Tasha Booker, and the rest of our leadership team, Adele Robinson and Tiffany Gottlieb, and of course, my Impact Manager, Courtney Kent. We will continue working in Learning Extension Centers to ensure that our students get the academic and the social supports that they deserve. Now, 2020 has been a year of a lot of change, but the one thing that won't change is City Year's commitment to equity in education, to finding new pathways to student success in Columbus, and to continuing excellence in our service to students. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you all today and share my experience. Hope everybody stays safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael, and to all of our speakers. We are in an unprecedented time of disruption as we balance the need for education with the need to keep students and teachers safe. I'm grateful for the partnership in putting together these Learning Extension Centers. We'll be happy to take a few questions on the Learning Extension Centers. If members of the press have questions about other things, and I'm sure you do, I'll be happy to stick around and do one-on-ones with you after the press event. Any questions about Learning Extension Centers? Yes?
This is for Dr. Dixon.
Okay.
Can you understand me okay? Yes. Okay, I just wanted to know, what is $2 million going to mean for the 145 current learning extension centers? I talked to parents. Are all of them free as it stands right now? And some parents are having some major problems with the restriction of hours. They're still opting for all-day daycare out of pocket because they can't leave their children at LECs while they're at work for all day. The hour restriction is a big problem for some of them.
Thank you. If parents are having some challenges with hour extensions, they can check in with Alicia Gillison, and they can go to the website to engage.ccs.k12.oh.us. But again, this is new for us, and we've put together hours that we believe at this time that work. We understand that families have different hours that they may need assistance, and we can try to accommodate by working with those individual LECs. But they just need to talk with our liaison, to get some additional information about that. And then for funding, the investment that the city has made, again, those investments are made to those particular organizations. Those monies are not coming to Columbus City Schools. And so those organizations are utilizing those funds in various ways, but those monies are not coming to Columbus City Schools.
I'm sorry, finish your thought, please.
Okay. But again, those those investments and those funds are utilized so that these centers can be open. Again, they're open at different times, and we want to make sure that they have the staff, so they have the staffing that's available for our students. So again, those organizations are using those monies as they think best for their individual sites.
And many of these sites have been open for the first quarter. You said that there is a 3,500 seat capacity if all of them are utilized. Do you know the success rate right now, and do you know how many are being utilized, and are they at full capacity?
Yes, they're at. I'm not sure if they're at full capacity within that time, within a specific time span, but I do know, according to our liaison, that at least 140 of them are up and operational. Again, you can get some additional information from Alicia Gillison, who is here and is available to answer any specific question to that afterwards.
I did want to ask about special education, kids with complex needs. The district did just announce that hybrid learning for them would be delayed through next semester, so they will be full remote. Can you tell me what led to this decision, and what do you have to say to parents who are saying that their IEPs and their 504 plans are not being met and have not been met since March?
Thank you. So today we're here to celebrate our LECs, and we're here to talk about how the community has come together to provide this service. If we want to talk about that specifically, we can talk at a later time, perhaps after this, but we can talk specifically to that. But right now we're here to talk about all the great work that the community has come together to show their support in creating these learning extension centers. You're welcome.
Any other questions regarding the learning extension centers?
Okay, well, we will stick around and happy to talk to folks about other things. Thanks again.